Step number one, you got to put your grade mark on your post. This is what we call our grade mark. We don't want this post to go further into the ground because then you're going to have to dig your trench for your fence to fall into. So you want to keep this just barely above the ground. We have one post set here and one post set at the other end. There's 9 posts here. So we're going to go ahead and show you how to fill in the intermediate posts, how to slide them in without a string, and then set the height without a string. So the concrete's already been poured in our holes. Okay, let's stop there. Hold on. So there is another method if you're interested in it. If it works for you and if you're in good ground conditions. You can drive them. Okay, now you want to know what kind of driver it is that you can use to drive these posts. There's 2 of them. You can go with the Rhino Driver XA. Look for the link below. Or you can go with the Ready Driver. Ready Driver DOT package. Both high quality drivers. They're both great and they both can drive Postmaster posts. And there's a video right there demonstrating how to drive one. Wait. How come you didn't drive those posts? You gotta know your ground of where you're working at and whether you can drive or whether you have to dig. There was gonna be no such driving up here, so we knew we were gonna dig, and that's why when you dig, you have to get your concrete involved, and that's what we did. Let's lean that one out of the way and let's, I think we're gonna go ahead and go to this post. So I have my target post down there. So when you go to stab your post like I just did, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you don't insert the post past that grade mark. Because once this goes past, you're going to create a cavity in that concrete. That post is going to want to naturally go back in that cavity. So if you don't do that, it's easier to uphold the weight of the post and it's not going to sink. So we're going to go ahead and level that. I want to keep my grade mark at the dirt or just a little bit above. Right now we're not concerned with height. What we want to do right now is just purely set the line, and then after we get the line established, we want to come back, set our height. Now instead of going that way, I'm gonna go back this way, and I'm gonna set this post, because now I can see this direction and I can look from this post to the very end post to figure out where this post needs to be. Kind of going off of the marks on the ground here of where it was originally marked out at. You want to choose one eye. Whatever eye is your dominant eye, close your other one and keep that eye looking on both sides. You don't want to just look on one side of the post, but you want to look on the other side of the post as well. If you look down one side, you could actually kind of curve just a little bit. And that's why you want to look down both sides to make sure that you're going perfectly straight. So right now I have my left eye closed and my dominant eye is my right, and I'm looking across both sides and I can see that I'm in line. So I am looking from this post to that far post. So I'm looking across 3 posts right now. What I'm doing is I'm establishing my line. If you can start just a couple holes in, work your way back, and then work your way forward, you're establishing your line, and then you can continue. So now we're able to look across all 3 of those posts. Since it's a short run, I can see that end one plain as day, and there's not going to be a gap. You know, if you were doing, let's call it 200 feet straight, when you look from this post to your very end post, you might have a discrepancy, like a gap on each side of that post. You don't want to have just one gap on one side. You want to make sure that you see the same gap on each side, because that means that post is lining up perfectly with your end post. But since this is so short, I can see that there is no gap, and I can see like 0 posts on each side. If you can see the post, what does that mean? That means your post is out of line. That means you're not going truly straight. I like to look on the back side first, because if you're twisted at all, these flanges right here, you're gonna be able to see that flange kind of peeked out of line. If you look on this side first, it's really harder to see that because it has that bull nose right here on that bend. So it's a lot harder to see that. But I can see right here, I'm 100% perfectly in line. How wet should your concrete be for a postmaster post? See how much surface area there is right here? Not very much. These posts are really easy to stab. And I would set these at the same thing as chain link fence. So I'd set it at like a 4-inch slump at number 4. You don't want your concrete to be too runny, not too wet. A little on the dry side, but not super dry. Right in between. So we're just checking both sides of this post. We're siding it in with that fence line. Make sure we're going straight. Oh, I was turned just a little bit and I saw it. Look on the back side where the flanges are of that post. It's a lot easier to see if you're going straight or if you have a little bit of a twist, because if so, your post is going to be angled off that way. And I was angled off that way probably from my line. I was probably angled off about like 10 degrees. So let's see here. I just set 2 posts and I haven't looked back behind me. So I'm going to go back to that last post I set and I'm going to look forward. This is going to ensure that I'm traveling straight. I'm hitting my target post. I'm missing just by a touch, so I'm going to go back and look for a mistake. And this post is just a little bit out. So now, since I moved that post, I have to check this post before I can go back and look back. Because that post is out, this post is out just a little bit. You gotta make sure you didn't create a void between the post and the concrete. So like if you move the post, say that you have a small gap between the post and the concrete, take a stick, I take my level, and tap that concrete back around that post so you get a nice tight bond. Now I'm hitting my target post just dead on. So these 2 posts, you just saw how much I had to move those to get those right. If you don't periodically go back and backside yourself, that's what we call that. We call that backsighting. If you get off just a little bit, the further you go down your fence line, your holes are here, your fence line is going this way. You're gonna run out of hole. You don't want that to happen. Be diligent about going back and backsighting yourself, double checking your work to make sure you're traveling in the correct direction that you want to be going. It's right there. If I look off to the bullnose side, everything looks great. But if I look back on the flange side, I can see that there is a little bit of a twist there, maybe about 10 degrees like I was saying. So we're gonna twist it back. And we're gonna put it in the ground. So let's talk about what size of a hole you need for a postmaster post. On this particular job, we went with a 12-inch hole. And that's because we had a small load already and we wanted to get some more concrete on that, so we went with a bigger hole. Typically what we will do is we will go with a 9-inch auger, and we will go 32 to 36 inches in the ground. 32 is our standard residential set depth. That gets you down below frost, and that's the most important thing. 9-inch is satisfactory because it doesn't have a lot of surface area. So it's a lot easier to hit that. This post looks like it's in line. We'll go back and backsight. Okay, perfect. I can see that there's no gap. I can see 0 post. I can see a sliver of a post on this side and very sliverish of a post on this side. It tells me that these 2 posts, going straight. Which tells me that the fence line behind me is going straight because everything is hitting that last post. When you start doing stuff like this, you'll actually have people just sit there and watch you and wonder how in the heck you do that. I have a little bit of a twist here, and I have to. It's the only reason I have to move it. Okay, I was dead on, but I had a little bit of a twist in my post. Don't judge me. Okay, so let's talk about putting your spoils back, covering back up your concrete. The dirt is going to help that post from moving. It's going to keep that concrete kind of like intact. but it's also gonna dry the concrete. It's gonna suck the moisture out of the concrete to help it to cure. And in the wind, if it's windy out, believe it or not, the dirt will help the post from moving as much. Now, be gentle because the posts are still wet. And so you wanna gently put your dirt back across. Make it all nice and pretty, and go on to your next one.
You know you're messing with the shot. Ready to play, huh?
It keeps getting colder and colder. So I'm dancing like this, it means that I'm getting cold and I'm trying to get my blood like circulating. It's a good idea to go back to where you first started pouring your concrete, because that's your oldest concrete and you want to work to your newest section. So everything starts from where you started pouring. So right here we have our grade mark and it's pretty well just sitting on ground. So I think we're gonna go ahead and call that grade. As I look from the top of this post and I look that way, I can see there, from this post to the third post is level, and then this post in between, it's low by about 1/4 of an inch. Back side to side, everything's still in line. And these first three are level with each other. You can see what your post is doing. If you look across the top of your post and how it's flat, and then look to your next post and find its flat surface. So this post right here, if we look at our grade mark is back right at ground. It's not in the ground, it's just probably right at it. And this post looks really good with my very end post, and now my two middle posts are low. So what we have here is we have a dip. We have a hole, and we're either gonna roll, you can either roll through it, or you can carry straight across it. Going from the rest of our ground back behind us, everything is pretty much at this elevation, so we're gonna run flat through it. Because we have all this extra spoil, and we can fill that hole with it. Okay, so from this post, I can see straight across the top. I can see from here to here, to my middle post, to my end post. This one was low, I raised it up and took that dip out. I like to just give it just a quick yank. So that way, if you move any rocks, maybe those rocks will keep that post from falling back into that cavity. So if you have some posts that are high, you can take a hammer, mini sledge, and knock them down. Since we are filling in between post to post with 2x4 cedar stringers, it is pretty imperative that you want to make sure that you're going plumb side to side as well. Because if you're not, you're going to start having different lengths, and you're going to have to, your top and your middle and your bottom cedar stringers may be all different lengths. So if you're plumb, you can just measure, compare it to all three, and you should end up with the same length. So now that we got all of our posts set, we got all of our spoils put back around our posts, nothing's going to go anywhere. We have the height set, nice straight line, it's got a straight top. It is good. This is going to be an awesome fence, straight as an arrow. And check out the next video where we build cedar this fence, and we show you how to assemble all of it with Postmaster posts and how everything works. You have a good dang day.